One evening, a strange figure emerges in the shadows of downtown Gotham City. The figure of the Joker, clown prince of crime.
Into the basement with you, Bragg. You know where the fuse box is. Give us 10 minutes, then pull the fuses.
Right, Joker. And in the building...
Only the Joker would think of robbing the electric company by turning out the lights. Come on, men. We'll ride in style. In the elevator.
They'll sure be surprised when the lights go out. We'll get their payroll easy. A moment later...
The 24th floor, my man. And make it quick.
Do what he says, buddy. Or else. Then, as the Joker puts his plan into operation...
The lights went out! Help! We're being robbed!
It's the Joker! Call the police!
Imagine the electric company without lights! By the time the police come, I'll be on the way to the hideout! Quick! Into the elevator! We caught them flat-footed, just as I planned!
But then, how do you expect this elevator to move? You cut off all the electricity.
What a fool I've been! How could I blunder so? Hurry, men! We must use the stairs!
And as the crime clown and his men race towards safety...
Look out! It's those pests! Batman and Robin!
Well, Joker, looks like you stepped into something this time. I can't tell you what a pleasure it is to bump into you again, Joker.
Don't crow, Batman! You haven't caught me yet!
Suddenly, the Joker makes a desperate move. He threw a match into some chemicals used for film processing. The whole building will go up in flames.
But he's getting away, and so are his men.
Let him go. We've got to save the people trapped upstairs. Besides, he didn't accomplish anything. He fled without his loot.
Yeah, he really blundered this time.
And the next day... Waxtree! Meanwhile, at the Joker's hideout...
So, they laugh at my boner, will they? I'll show them. I'll show them how many boners the Joker can make. This emphasis on boners has given me an idea for a new adventure in crime. Gotham City will rue the day it mentioned the word boner.
A few nights later, on the banks of the Gotham River,
I will take the greatest boners of all time and turn them into crimes. See this picture? It shows a big boner of modern vintage. I remembers. That's the Missouri, the battleship that got stuck in the mud. The world roared when this mighty battle wagon ran aground. It was quite a boner. Well, we'll recreate the scene. For loot!
Moments later,
we'll just change the buoys in the Gotham River, and when the SS Cape Townia arrives tomorrow, the fun will begin.
Yeah, that's a new ship on its maiden run. The captain ain't familiar with this river at all, and the pilot don't come aboard till they near the harbor downstream. Early next morning, look at him. Grounded just like the Big Mo was.
Our little plan worked! Hurry! There's a fortune in diamonds aboard! And in the confusion, we'll have no trouble with the crew.
Next day, meanwhile,
the famed Leaning Tower of Pisa. One of the great architectural boners in history. Faulty foundation work and miscalculations almost caused it to topple over. But how you gonna use this to pull a job, boss?
In answer, the Joker takes his men on a wild ride through the country, and then...
Why, this is that oil magnate's joint. King Staley's castle. He had it transplanted stone by stone from Europe. Correct! And now he's building a bell tower, which we're going to turn into a Tower of Pisa.
That night, under cover of darkness...
Now to do a little undermining without anyone being the wiser. Dig, men, and we'll see how this tower will lean after the first rainstorm. Yeah, and remember to cover up our work so no one spots the digging. We'll haul all the dirt away.
And a week later, after a heavy rain...
King Staley bragged that no one could scale his wall and rob his castle, but he didn't bargain on the Joker and his boner crimes.
You sure made the tower lean just right, Joker. And this rope will help us get out the way we came. The next day, headlines report the Crime Comics' latest coup. Meanwhile, in the home of socialite Bruce Wayne and his young ward, Dick Grayson,
Not a clue at Staley's castle that would lead us to the Joker's new hideout.
nevertheless, we must keep on searching. By the way, Commissioner Gordon reminded me tonight that we've got to fly to the coast next month to testify at the Burke trial. Make a note of it. Suddenly, a harsh voice drowns out the music on the radio.
Yes, this is the Joker. How do you like my boner crimes, eh? Who's laughing now? It's the Joker, using his powerful transmitter to drown out all stations. We might be able to trace his sending beam right to his hideout.
Moments later, in the Batcave, the two manhunters put their directional finder into use.
Yes, there are more boner crimes to come. But more important, soon Batman will make the boner of the year. I, the Joker, will arrange for Batman to become the laughingstock of Gotham City. What does he mean, Bruce? How can he force you into a boner?
I don't know, but whatever it isn't good, that's for sure. And later, there's only one thing to do. We've got to get to the Joker before he can get to us. Let's continue our study of the great boners of all time, and try to guess the Joker's next move. Next day, Batman, we've got to stop the Joker. Those boner crimes are making us look bad, and I'm worried about the boner he's readying for you. Don't worry, Commissioner. I've always been able to outguess the Joker in the past. We'll catch up to him soon. And a few days later, Dick, this new movie, Greek Victory, being filmed here. I think it may lead us to the Joker. Look.
How in the world can a movie lead us to the Joker?
They've built a duplicate of the wooden horse of Troy for the movie. I think the Joker will go for that. It represents one of the classic boners of all time.
I remember. The Greeks left it on the shores of Troy as a gift. The Trojans fell for it, made the boner of dragging it inside their walls. Then Greek soldiers, hidden inside, stole out at night and opened the city's gates. The Greeks stormed in, and Troy fell.
At that very moment...
You make admirable Greek soldiers, men, and soon our own little Troy will fall.
I don't get it, Joker. Why go to all this trouble to sneak inside a wooden horse?
They stash that horse away at the night in the big United warehouse. There's a fortune in furs in that warehouse that I've been eyeing for a long time. Great, Joker. That warehouse is guarded heavily night and day. This horse gag is terrific. We can get in and bring the furs out without being seen.
Soon after...
They'll soon be finished shooting for today. We'll go out now and mingle with the extras. There are so many of them we'll never be spotted. Yeah, and when you give the signal, we'll sneak into that horse. Then we'll let him drag us into the warehouse.
Late that night, in the darkened warehouse.
What a haul, Joker. And what a boner those movie people will make when they pull this horse out of here tomorrow morning.
Shh! Quiet, men! We don't want to tip off our whereabouts.
But, early the next day...
Hold it! Have you checked the inside of that horse?
Check the inside? Who'd be in there? Hey, Batman, this is only a movie, remember?
Then, there, Robin, atop the horse. Let's go!
Well, what do you know? Modern gangsters dressed as Greek soldiers.
The Greeks had a word for it, Joker. Finished. And I mean you.
Attack! We've got him outnumbered! Ugh!
Then, a bad break, as Robin's foot hits a spot of grease.
Batman! Grease! I've lost my footing!
Hold on! I'm coming!
How could I be so clumsy? Now the Joker has escaped again!
Never mind. It could happen to anyone. Besides, I'm sure we put another crimp in the Joker's plans. The horse should be loaded with loot.
Later,
and the Joker's newest boner crime was foiled by the alert action of Batman and Robin.
Bah! Confound that Batman! It is well that I am ready to trick him into his boner. Then the tables will be turned.
How you gonna get Batman, Joker?
Next week, Batman flies to the coast to testify. This powerful directional beam transmitter will cause him to fly the wrong way. He'll be another wrong way Corrigan!
And the next day, atop police headquarters. So long, Commissioner. We'll be back in a few days.
Take care of yourself, Batman. This is bad flying weather.
At that moment,
Ceiling 0, perfect! Instead of landing in California, Batman will end up in Europe! What the papers will do to him!
moments later,
Can't see a thing, Robin. We'll have to fly by instruments. Set the automatic pilot.
Right!
next morning, along the coast of England.
I say, what sort of strange craft do you make that out to be? Floor me if it ain't the Batplane. Now what in the world is that Batman fella doing in these parts?
And when the Batplane finally lands near London,
We heard you were coming, Batman. Wireless is full of it. They're calling you another wrong way Corrigan. What's your statement?
no statement. We're going back to the States as soon as possible. Meanwhile, back in Gotham City, and on the city's streets.
Wrong way, Batman. Boy, he'll never be able to live that down.
The Joker sure made a sap out of Batman. I never thought it could be done. And in his hideout, the Joker can scarcely contain himself.
Wrong way, Batman. My plan worked like a charm. The whole world is laughing at Batman. His reputation and he himself are destroyed.
Next day, as the Batplane returns to Gotham City and alights atop police headquarters,
Batman, the Gotham Blade would like to hear your version of the story. Have you got anything to say?
sorry boys, but I've got to see Commissioner Gordon right away.
Huh, what could he say? He's through, I tell you. He's become a national joke.
Meanwhile, a gala celebration is being held in the Joker's hideout.
Oh, I drink to the end of Batman. Wrong way, Batman. I still can't get over it. Hear, hear.
All at once,
My, what a party. Trust we aren't interrupting anything, Joker?
don't anybody move! My finger is just itching!
But how did you find my new hideout? I took such pains to conceal it.
You committed a boner, Joker. You were so busy forcing me into a boner, you forgot you were committing one yourself. We knew you were transmitting that directional beam that forced us off course. By using our directional finder, we were able to pinpoint its source. This hideout.
Actually, the Batplane could have shaken off that beam. The only reason we flew all the way to England was that we needed the time and a series of readings to plot the direction of your beam.
Next day at the city jail.
Our city, and indeed our nation, owe you an apology, Batman. Actually, they committed the greatest boner of all, by losing faith in you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Let's hope we've the last of things like boners and jokers.